We'll begin, sir.
Yeah, madam. 2 minutes.
Yeah, okay.
Happy evening, everyone. Welcome to Mahipati Talks for Growth. We have been here conducting everyday sessions related to soft skills and personality development. We are fortunate that today the senior most professor and who has got a lot of experience in teaching and training, uh, Fatima ma'am has accepted to deliver a talk on interpersonal skills, uh, connecting in a digital world. As we know that, we started this Mahipati talks during this COVID-19. People are talking that it's a new normal, and also that telling that no, this is the place where no, never normal. Also, no, sometimes it depends upon how you take the things. But everything has been stopped, but not the learning has not been stopped. I really appreciate all the resource persons who are delivering their talks on this Mahipati talks for growth. This has been live on YouTube also. Those who are watching on YouTube, they can type their questions in the comment box so that we'll be able to know. It's my privilege to introduce Dr. S.B. Fatima Mary ma'am. I know her personally for more than 1.5 decade. She has been into training and teaching all the areas wherever there is some kind of learning is happening, training is happening, sharing is happening. She is there. I really thank you, madam. Thank you very much for accepting. She has put in more than 3 decades of teaching experience. Just you can imagine, no, 32 years of teaching experience. Right now, she's a dean, faculty, and student affairs, head of the English department, head of the Women's Protection Shell, and head of the Student Counseling Center, CMO College of Engineering and Technology. Now she is owning a lot many responsibilities. Apart from that, apart from being a good administrator and a leader, she is a best trainer and teacher where she imparts skills and motivates people and says that what is correct. And I really appreciate madam for taking the topic called in this during COVID time, how we are connected in digital area and how we can improve our own interpersonal relationships. It's a new topic, and I think this will be more useful for us. Now I request Dr. S.B. Fatima Mary ma'am to take the session on the interpersonal skills during the how to get connected during the digital connectivity.
Thank you very much, Dr. Srinivas. Thank you for all the kind words that you said about me. In the beginning, when I thought interpersonal skills, it's a very common subject for especially engineering students and everyone to talk about. But interpersonal skills, how is it possible during this age, like during this pandemic, and how do we actually connect during this pandemic is what the thought that I got. So I thought the topic should be like connecting during the digital age or digital world. Okay, so we will go with I have a small PPT. I'll share it to you. Tell me when you're able to see it. Is it visible?
Presentation is visible now.
Okay, so this is what I thought. Interpersonal skills. I think I will also. One second. Okay, can you see my video? Okay.
It is visible, madam. Can you put it in full screen, madam?
This PPT.
Yes,
No, I think I'm okay with this, sir, because I want to actually, I want it that way. I think you can see it. Yeah, I think it's clear. Yeah. So when I decided on this, connecting in a digital world, I am actually new to the digital world. If you because you spoke about how many years I have put in and all, it shows like I'm of an age which is not actually, digital savvy. Yes, I belong to that age, but still, I feel like, I can, because I'm in the teaching field, I know how it should be and how it can be. Yes, and how it is being nowadays. So that is what I thought. So, Srinivas, sir, you will be admitting the people, right?
Yeah, I'll be doing that.
Okay, thank you. So now coming to this, in the digital age, what is happening is the actual, we talk about the pandemic during the digital age. Yes. Now, this physical distancing actually, or rather social distancing, started happening when the technology started actually, when we have the telephones, the smartphones, when they started being used by people, social distancing, or rather physical distancing, already started. Yes, the touch, feel, and proximity, which are very much important for survival, actually stopped being there once this digital age came into being. Yes, but now we are talking about a pandemic that has happened during the digital age, and now we are trying to we are feeling so out of touch with people. That is where we are trying to come back again to being with someone, being with talking to someone, being freely able to see someone. We did not realize that when we had our smartphones. If you look at the different age groups that were born during the millennial time, they are so attached to the smartphones that they didn't feel that they are out of touch with people. That physical distancing was not there. But once this pandemic came, people thought like this is the time we need to have physical connections, which is not possible actually. We were very, very casual when the technology began. But now we feel, because people said we need to social distance, it is not actually social distancing, but it is actually the physical distancing that we are doing, and we crave for that physical closeness now more, because we want to have that touch, feel, and proximity, because that is very important to any living creature. Yes. So, coming to the technology that we have, it is what has happened so far. If we talk about, we were talking about how instantly we connect within seconds, within a fraction of a second, the messages go to people, and you don't receive an answer from them. You feel stressed out, and if the message goes in a wrong manner, I have heard of people sending messages to the wrong group or to the wrong person, and this miscommunication also causes a lot of stress and everything. But the thing is, we never felt that closeness through that digital media that we had so far. Yes. So this confusion and this miscommunication that we had during that time, because people were impulsive. You post something on Instagram or Facebook, and you wait for the likes or dislikes, or because we don't have so far a dislike thing, people comment on it in a negative way. All that causes a lot of stress, and that has caused a whole lot of change in the generation, or rather everyone, even those who were new to this technology and started using this technology. There were a lot of changes in them. Yes. So what do we do about that? So now during this pandemic time, what has happened is, now the first picture in these two people, we this closeness, this proximity was okay. Yes, was okay before. Now we cannot. If you are that close to someone, because I use the term proximity, I'm talking about it more, I'm stressing on it more, because this is not happening now at all. This is how we need to be, and that is what is causing a lot of stress on people. Yes. But one thing that we need to remember is, only physical distancing is happening now. Socially, we are still connected. Yes, socially, we are still connected. And the challenges that we face as a result of this digital media, has changed a lot. Uh, when we chat with people, most of the time I see like they are not actually words that they're giving. They give a emoji or a thumbs up or some sort of a image. Even if you want to hug someone, show your love to someone, you want to smile at them, you just an emoji will satisfy that need. But how far is that satisfying one's craving as a human being? Yes. So we as humans, as I said earlier, we need a lot of physical proximity, which is actually not happening. So the conflict and harmony, because I used the word emojis and or whatever you call it, emoticons, that cartoonish subtle gestures is what we are doing. We don't look eye to eye. We don't look at one another. And this has caused a lot of stress to people again. So when technology is digital, yes, when technology and digital is what is happening right now, what is the best way that we, what is the best way that we, how we cope up with this kind of life? Yes. So we talk about the new normal all the time. We talk about how the normal age does not come back again. So how does this new normal work for us? Yes. So technology has become a default. So I'm not talking about the other tools that we have, because I'm not an expert in those tools. I'm not an expert in software tools or anything. I'm a very very common lay person who teaches, who has to teach. Yes. So how do I use this, and how do I connect with people? Because I have my family and I have my extended family with whom I need to connect. I need to talk to people. Students call me for counseling. So how do I do that? How do I make it easier for them and for me to connect and make it easy? Yes. So how do we work it out for ourselves without causing stress for everyone around? Yes. So telephones have become a very, very old thing. Yes. So the way of life that we have now with the technology is what we are doing. So coming to the actual pandemic, what has happened to the pandemic, during the pandemic, what people started to do. The first few weeks, I think people thought, okay, there'll come a time when it becomes normal and we will get back to our lives. And then the realization came, it's not going to be. Yes, people have been affected with the virus, people have been dying with the virus, people have got better and have come back, but still it is not going to be. So how do we get along with life? How do we connect with the one another? In what manner? So that was the time people found that they have many things through which they can connect others with. Yes, they became creative, they became they brought out their imaginations, and they developed hobbies, or their already inner hobbies they brought about. And what did they do with them? They started sharing, and through that sharing they connected with many others with common interests. So communities developed out of this, many different communities. So we see a lot of sharing being done, regarding food, regarding some creative things and all. These are some of the examples that I have, where people have been, searching on the YouTube, or asking others for some recipes for this, and they have been doing this all the time. Yes, if you take some examples of some people, they have set aside a time every single day to pursue a hobby or something, so they feel very happy. Yes, baking is one, and artwork, beautiful things people did not know that they could do. Yes, they did this and they posted to their friends, they posted in the media, so that people knew, okay, this is something that we too can connect to. Even I am good at it, so I can do it. Yes, so this is the connection that we are having. Yes, and arts and paints, who knew people could do this? Yes, many people did not know that they could draw. People did not know that they could paint, they could do cartoons. Yes, they started doing this, and they really, at the end of the day, you feel very happy that you are able to do these things and share, not just for yourself, sharing. So it is, you have this satisfaction that you have done something and you're sharing with someone who can appreciate it. Yes, and you're being little recognized, because that recognition is also important, and you're being appreciated. Yes, it is not for any big exhibitions or anything, not museums or anything. It may not be, but you can have your own home museums. So people have started doing these things. And I've seen people, or rather heard of people, on Zoom calls. They have some challenges where on Zoom calls they set a timer, and they start baking, and that's a challenge that they finish. It's like who finishes first, or who finishes the best, who does it very best. These are things that makes you keep occupied and happy during this pandemic. This is something really that I was amazed at, looking at all these things. There were some virtual challenges that I have seen people doing. I don't know if some of you have heard of Dalgona coffee, that instant coffee, you beat it up and bring out the foam. So people have been doing that. And I've also seen people doing, dance challenges and music. They have been learning new things. And no, these are all digital media through which they are connecting themselves with. That is what we need to understand first. And some challenges like 21-day challenges that people have taken up, which I have seen, where some trends have started, where people actually, because I've seen my daughter doing it, 21-day meditation course by, Deepak Chopra's thing, where you are finding out your inner self. Yes, it helps to improve your mental health. It helps you to introspect. I know of many people who have done this 21 days thing, either in food or drinks or their diet, and they felt, good results, and they have felt like they have actually done something good instead of what should we say, wasting their staying home time. It's not like you're free 24 hours. People have their jobs still that they are doing, and these jobs also include a little bit of assignment work or homework that you need to keep doing, but still they are finding time to do this and connecting. So in a way it gives a lot of happiness. So though we have been connecting earlier also, so in this we call it the end of one era and the start of a new era. That is how I feel. This is the start of a new era where we are trying to be very, very conscious about how we are trying to connect with people. I have seen, as I said earlier, I've seen new communities coming up. It's not like you're away or you're not away from a community. You are a part of a larger community where you have common interests. Paintings, those who do, or like I said, baking or cooking and pickles, because I've been doing a few of that. Yes, these communities help you to be a supportive moral supportive group, so that you don't feel that you are alone during this time. Yes. So when we talk of interpersonal skills, these are the interpersonal skills. How do you connect with another person through a common interest? Yes. Through a common interest, how is it helping you? So, so uh, just going back to how we change our attitudes towards communication technologies, it is very, very important that we talk about our attitudes. Earlier, we talk about efficacy, telephone efficacy, and other things. Many people who have been to the jobs or even on the phone, even for the children, we teach how to talk to the others on the phone and all. Now, with this pandemic time, when we are using this communication technology, how should we shape our attitudes? How is our attitude towards communicating with others? Yes, and there are plenty of tools available in the media, which people can use properly or misuse also. So, how well do we use them is again in our hands. Now, uh, we as adults have a certain way of looking at the digital age, digital world. What about the little kids who, though addicted to the iPads or phones or other things, how are they coping up? We have stopped talking about millennials. Millennials are those who were born in the 90s, and after 2000 new millennium, we actually call them Generation Z. And now, during this year, from 2020 onwards, what do we call the children who are born and are going to be raised in the new normal? I don't know. Maybe we can call them perennials. So, how do we do that? How do we teach these people how to cope up with? So, I have a very small sample picture. This, some of you, the left picture, some of you must have seen on the social media, where the reality of online classes, because schools have started and that is what they are doing. So who is actually paying attention to the classes. Students need face-to-face interaction that is not happening. So what do we do? And the right side picture is one of my friend's son. She just left him for 1 minute to go out of the room. He turned the laptop to one side, and this is what he was doing. Yes, and the teacher was calling out his name because she couldn't see him, but he thought that he will just do whatever he wants. They are somehow forced to do what they are asked to do because that is not their life. But I think we need to have some sort of, you know, maybe rules, or rather, I don't want to use the word rules because that again says they're strictly imposed. You need to have some student friendly things that can happen because this pandemic will not go away soon. We have to live with it. So how are we going to live with it? How are we going to tell our children about this? So let me share with you a small video here, a very small duration. Yeah, some of you must have already seen it on Facebook or somewhere because I've seen it. And give me a minute to connect it to the, 1 second. Just give me a moment. Just a minute. Minimize it. Okay. Should it be autoplay? No. 1 second.
Click the play button, madam.
No. 1 second. Stream. Copy. No. Computer sound. Right. I've got it. Okay.
On the top, you find V options. There you can take.
Yeah. Can you?
Now everything in this world has to shut all the way down. Nobody has to go anywhere because they're shut down. The ice cream truck is shut down. And the water truck place is shut down, which is my favorite part because it has my favorite one.
What's that?
Yeah, it has the gumball one where there's gunballs and there's like blues. Now you have to wait for your view to come. And if you're inside playing on the playground, it wouldn't be boring. And now they have to shut down. It's just boring when you wait for food to come.
Yeah.
And now everything in this town has to shut all the way down. And I just don't want it to do that. I mean, why would germs come around to people if they don't want germs to come around to them?
I know.
Because everyone doesn't like germs because they get sick and everything has to be shut down for everybody to be safe.
Yeah.
And it's just not fair because everything that is fun also has to be shut down.
Yeah.
And the only thing that is open is nothing. Nothing! I only wanted to have fun with Play-Doh, so I bought it. And now everything in this world has to be shut down. And it's not fair because my parents.
I'm sorry. It's a lot. It won't last forever.
Yeah, just for a few weeks.
Yeah.
But we're doing it so everybody can be safe, right?
Mom, tomorrow will I be able to play on my iPad?
So, can you hear me?
You are audible, ma'am.
Okay. So, I think this, 1 second. Okay. So this little video, I think shows, 1 second. Is this video coming? No? Okay. Is this coming? Okay. So that video is just a small example of how one little girl is feeling during the pandemic, because everything is locked down. Because we are not just talking about the pandemic, we are talking about the lockdown that is affecting everyone. Yes, and this is how the children are getting affected. So I think the family there were very supportive. They were talking about how they have done that because of the sicknesses, and because of how people are falling sick, and what the precautions we need to do for that. So I think that is a nice way of explaining to these little kids of why nothing is normal now. Yes. Now, when we talk about interpersonal skills and being having an effective communication, we talk about verbal, paraverbal, and non-verbal most of the time. Now, if I ask you, like, what exactly are we using now? Yes, is it paraverbal, non-verbal, and just verbal, or something else? I think digitally, or rather, earlier, when we talk about effective communication, we say the words we use, the vocabulary that we use is very, very important. The expressions that we give to our vocabulary is all the more important, because we are actually giving meaning to the expressions. And the non-verbal, the body language is very important. Yes. Now, among these three, during this digital connect, which is taking the precedent now? Verbal is of course taking the precedent, but I feel paraverbal also should go hand in hand with verbal. Is the tone that we use, the intonation that we use when we are talking about it, that shows the people the expression should be seen or heard in the words that we are using. That is very, very important. So I think this is where we need to work ourselves to for a better communication during these times when we are connecting in the digital world. Yes. So we talk about the need for each other. Yes. How do we provide comfort and solace to one another? And this is the time we have seen people going online searching for information that may not be accurate, and causing a lot of distress to their health and mental state. Yes. So, but this is the time we need one another. So, how many times have we met others to talk about them? How many times, or rather, not meeting physically, but just digital, online? What are we doing? Are we? Of course, we may be talking to our family members. We may be talking to our own friends and others. But how do we do it? Yes. Earlier, as I said, one thing that we have in common, where we have found out created new communities, is where we find a common interest and we develop those things. And some sort of distraction, being isolated, we know of many people, especially people of senior age, like above 70 and all. They are the ones who are really, really suffering, because they may have been isolated due to certain reasons. They may be alone, and they're not very well versed with this new media. Yes. So just a phone call, or a video call with them, and some information sharing. This is what I did today, and everything. So I think that will make a lot of difference. As I was telling Dr. Srinivas earlier, because I went to a containment area and came back, I have actually isolated myself. So I'm actually started to enjoy being here. But at the end of the day, my husband stands at the door and asks me, "So how was your day?" He knows what I did the whole day, but still he asks me, "How was your day today?" So I tell him what all I did. Yes, the classes I attended, or maybe the meetings that I had, or the webinars that I attended. And then he goes away. That little kind of interaction with one another is very important. And another thing is not just we talking, but listening is all the more important. Listening is something that many of us don't do, and that is where miscommunications and misunderstandings happen, which cause a lot of stress deep stress to us. Yes. So listening to them, and then or sometimes you just listening is what they want. Yes. So either you have interest in religion or spirituality or whatever it is, you need to be a support to one another. That is ultimately we need to remember that all humans are one unity. That is how we are now. And we also believe that all living creatures are one unit in this on this earth. And if we need to live, coexist with one another, we need to be kind to everyone. That human kindness is very, very important. So, uh, this always I always think, utopia is something in a dream. Utopian vision is a dream where things will not happen, but we wish that they would happen. A happy society. Where do we get a happy society? Where do we see a happy society actually? But the thing is, we can make it a reality, because this relationships that started changing once the technology came into being, or during the beginning days of our technology spurge. Yes, we had a kind of relationship where we thought our society, the people were coming closer to one another. That is good. Yes, so we have to revert to it again. That kind of a relationship is what is needed. Yes, so early days of internet. For this, I was just browsing. I was thinking. I saw a bunch of students, teenagers, who were trying out the old type of computers, where they have to wait for the dial tone to come and then it gets connected and all. Even that was new for them. And these age students do not know that they have to literally dial the telephone, that whole thing with the numbers. They have not seen those things. So I'm not asking us to go back to that age where we have to go to, somebody has mentioned it as a dinosaur age. It is not a dinosaur age or old stone age, but the relationships that we had during that time, how we valued those relationships even when technology came into being and we are living with it, is what is very, very important. So, if we give importance to human relationships, I think we would really have a utopian world. Yes. So, what do we do to have a better world through digital connect? Yes. So we need to change our the way we think. Our attitudes have to change. Our actions have to change. So our thinking, and then the attitude, and then it has to show in our actions. So we see many times, even now, though people know that people are dying and we are losing our own family members, friends, and everyone, we still do this. When I see some post on FB or somewhere where I feel, it was a little different, I immediately go to the comment section to see how people are commenting on it. Most of the time, we see people talking about, negative way of commenting things. They don't accept as it is. Yes, this comments that hurt people. Yes, sometimes the posts themselves are a lot narcissistic. Yes, and they are so impulsive. They can motivate someone, a youngster, in a very, very negative manner. Yes, and when deaths, regarding deaths, I'm not talking about pandemic deaths, but any deaths that are posted on the social media. If you're talking about suicide. I don't know if you have seen pictures of where they have this picture. I don't even want to describe it, but I have to tell it. They show people with the cut wrists, or if they are talking about execution, they show a news picture where the news is hanging. So these kind of things also, I think even the media that is giving the news out also need to be very careful about what they are doing. And this spreading nihilism is another thing that we see often, where people try to impose their thoughts and feelings on the others. And if the others don't agree, they troll them, and they spread negative comments about them. Yes. So these have become the trend of the day. And this is what we need to change in the way we are connecting in technology nowadays, especially these days during the pandemic. So each one of us have to take a responsibility about how we feel we are doing it, how we are connecting. I'm not even touching the teaching classes or the online classes, because online classes have come to be now. Yes, I think being a teacher, I need to talk about that also. So teaching how we are going to do online classes. We in my college, when we started off, we all were new to all these things, and we did have students who were in a class face-to-face classroom. We know if students are paying attention or not, so we know we can pull them up, we can talk to them and everything, but not in an online class. Like in that picture that you saw, where the student little boy was doing whatever he wanted, doing yoga at that time. These students also might be doing the same, even the professional college students. So we actually don't know how to do it. So we had some practice that we were following, but still it is not in our hands. So students have to have their own. They should feel responsible for what they are doing. Yes, they should feel responsible that they are actually, people are taking efforts to prepare these classes, and this is what is going to be the new normal. And that kind of responsibility, I think, will help everyone a lot. So, one thing that I want to say before I end, I have almost come to the end of it. It is a very, very short presentation. We need to, because this is a very unprecedented era that is happening now. It never happened. Maybe after the Second World War, this is something new. But Second World War, at that time, they did not have this kind of technology that we are having right now. So do? How do we cope up with it, and what do we do? So why my heading here says "How are you?" is that is something that we have forgotten to talk about to people. That is something that we are not connecting with our friends, because my neighbors, we live in flats, so we don't come out, so we don't meet them. So I message saying this is what happened. This is so she replies back. Now at least that little bit of connect we need to have, because digital media has come to stay. Yes. So we need to think before we post something. And since this is a very, very powerful medium, we need to be very, very conscious about what we are doing. So we can always start off a conversation with, "How are you?" Yes, and see how the other person responds to you. Yes. So, yeah, thank you. So if you want to reach out to me personally, that's my mail ID. And yeah, thank you. Thank you, Srinivas sir, for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you so much, madam. Thanks a lot. No,
Okay.
you spoke to the point. What are the things that you have seen the three generations, if I'm right, no?
Yes,
So you
yes,
understand all the generations better. What happening right now and what has happened, and you can
yes.
guess what is going to happen also.
Oh,
Clearly,
yes,
what are the do's and don'ts and nuances? What we need to follow, even in the digital
yes.
media when you are getting connected through digital.
Yeah. Hopefully, I'll be there still for the future generation also, so I can talk to them about the happenings.
We wish
Somebody,
the same, ma'am. Now there
so-
is a question. I think
somebody raised a
Madhuri
hand on.
Madhuri raised.
I'll, yeah,
Can speak.
I'll,
I
I'll,
request Madhuri ma'am to go ahead.
yeah. Okay. If you want, you can switch on your videos, or just you can unmute yourselves and talk.
Yeah, I appreciate if you can switch on your video and speak because digital connectivity will be more connected when we switch on our videos. Yeah, Madhuri ma'am, you can speak, madam. You can unmute yourself.
Yes, yes, Madhuri. Madhuri, we. Oh,
Hi,
yes.
ma'am.
Hi, Madhuri.
Hi, ma'am. How are you?
I'm good. Nice to see you
Yeah,
here. Yes.
thank you. I'm right now staying in Malaysia.
Okay.
Uh, very
Thank you.
happy to see you after a very, very long time.
Thank you.
Listening to you in my sixth standard, seventh standard, and again in after marriage, it's seriously very, very happy thing. Even I was from CMR Engineering College.
Okay.
But the time I came in, like you came in, I was out of the college.
Okay. Okay.
I'm very happy to listen the class. I really memorized all the things which happened in my childhood.
Okay.
Yeah, seriously, I felt you taught me in front of me, and I really collected some things which you actually said me.
Thank you.
So thank you. Just want
Thank
to
you.
thank you. That's the reason I raised my hand.
So
Uh,
good seeing you here. Thank you very much.
yeah, thank
Thank
you
you,
so much,
Madhuri.
ma'am. Yeah,
Thank you.
so sweet
Thank
of
you,
you.
Madhuri ma'am.
Yeah,
Thank you for that. And
yeah.
we have few feelings that they are shared on YouTube channel also, madam.
Yes, sir.
Yes, no, I'm happy and I feel like my life is getting tugged over there. No, when you showed that video and the same challenges that we are facing, and also uh, world is going through same challenges, the pandemic. So he is sharing his own feelings. Vijay
Okay.
Siddham, not
Okay.
Vijaya Siddham, if I'm right. I'm sorry if
Yes.
I'm spelling correct. Within
Yeah.
the family, how can one keep emotionally and mentally support each other? That's a query that they would like to know from you. And before you answer that, I'll just share the other one. Suresh Kumar, my favorite teacher and mentor of all time. No, Suresh Kumar has given a compliment.
Okay.
Really, we are proud of you, ma'am, because no, from school level, still engineering, Madhuri, ma'am, who has been at Malaysia, still she
Yes.
remembers. That's the power of great teachers. Thank you so much. Now, over to you, madam. How we can mentally support each other, emotionally and mentally?
I think somebody would have had some answer to that also, because we can have a sort of group discussion thing. They themselves can say, emotionally connecting with one another in a family, I think talking to one another, spending time with one another more, we do have our work hours. And apart from our work hours, we set aside some time for spending with the family members, I think would help a lot. Yes, talking to them and doing things in a common way. Yes, so yeah, I think that talking, as I said, talking and listening to one another is the best support that we can have morally. Yeah, I don't know if that
Thank
is okay, but
thank
maybe
you, madam.
if others have any other way of saying it. Yeah. Yes,
Dr.
Chandrasekhar.
Suresh Merugu says it is very informative session, ma'am.
Thank you,
Uh,
Suresh sir.
and even Naresh Kumar Sakala says very nice session, madam.
Thank you.
Jay Prakashal says thank you, ma'am, for such a wonderful session.
Thank you.
Soumya says very informative session.
Okay, thank you.
Akhilesh would like to know, ma'am, right now, since you are not connected physically, how
Yeah.
do you think that you can manage anxiety issues, be it in college life and job life?
Uh, College life students always talk to me. I did a few counseling on the phone also. I have spoken to them, and I have actually explained, how they can keep themselves occupied and how they can actually, this occupying. If there are only, a single child with no siblings in the house, that is where the problem comes. And so what I said about them, what I told them is, spend more time, learn new skills like cooking and all. Boys in our society don't actually do that. So they can actually start or helping their parents cooking and have some routines that they can follow, a regular routine they can jot down. There are plenty of apps on out there which they can download and set a routine. Like our routines have changed. Waking up time has changed, and going to sleeping times have changed. So all that, never mind, it is like one big holiday where we have a routine, but still set a routine and set small aims and goals so that you finish up doing it. So by tomorrow I have to finish doing it. I have told some students also about this language app, Duolingo, where they can learn. It's for free. You can learn new languages. So I think that also is helping them. Now, if it is really causing, sorry, sir,
Can you spell the app?
Duolingo,
Thank you.
Duolingo. And sometimes I have seen some people are so much stressed, and depressed. I think they need to get some professional help also, because that is also needed. And there's nothing wrong in going for professional help, because many people think going for professional help makes them like some people feel a little complexes, going to them, but there's nothing wrong. These days it's an in thing. Yes. I saw Chandrasekhar raising his hand, Chandrasekhar sir. So
yeah, Chandrasekhar sir, you can speak.
Unmute and yes.
Yeah. Great evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Thank you.
It's pleasure being with you. The first question was very interesting, and how to manage emotion, get along among the family. It was really worth of, I thought that worth of speaking, and you gave very good, solution for that. But I have something to add on to that, ma'am.
Yes, sure, please. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. We all are human beings with emotions and feelings. So every individual should understand that first, I think so. And yes, we always have one issue or the other every now and then, because we can't live the monotonous life. If somebody is creative, innovative, tries to do something out of the box every time, and there the best thing that we can do is, according to me, we have to keep talking more often than not and discuss about the situation, and like a thought whether somebody in the family every now and then should be if not warning, maybe a wake up call, saying the situation is getting so and so, and if they can educate them and make them think on their feet and share the responsibility, and if they can work as a team, I'm sure we can overcome all these things. Because I understand the question is worth of asking, because it is not the same with every individual. We are with emotions and feelings. It is not the same. It has its own altitude and whatever. So
yeah,
this is how I can add on.
Yes, you're right. You're very much right, because as I said, if they set some common routines and common goals in the family, as a family they can do things together. So I think that way they'll be supportive. They know what is going on in the other person's mind. That is what was lacking. So
Yes,
I think that would help actually. Yeah.
Thank you, Chandrasekhar. Thank you for that. Okay. Thank you for adding. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Now, if anyone would like to compliment, or if you want to share your learnings, if you want to have any queries, you can raise your hand.
Any suggestions also?
Share the information, like Mary ma'am says, no, it's very informative session, and when Jagadam Saroja ma'am also says it's very informative session, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah, anyone else would like to, you can raise your hand and you can speak.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for everyone. Still, we are here for 10 more minutes. If anyone would like to share, also they can share. Before that, I would like to request Sunil sir, to share his learnings. I'm ready. Very thankful to Sunil, who has been played a pivotal role in introducing ma'am, Fatima ma'am. Even though I know ma'am for a long time, but Sunil is the person who made it possible to have session of Fatima ma'am. Thank you, Sunil, for your persuasion and making the things happening. Now I request Sunil sir to go ahead.
He actually didn't persuade me, he told me, I said yes. Yeah. Yes,
unmute your Sunil, unmute your mic. Raise your hand, Sunil, so that no. You can unmute, Sunil.
Yes. Good evening, sir. Good evening, madam. It's a very great privilege to, it's a privilege to me, and it's a very great privilege that I have Mr. Dr. Srinivas Rao sir to really introduce a very good platform for new learnings for the need of the hour. At the same time, yes, there are so many people trying to give their own best towards how to do it and what is the situation we are facing now, and what we have to learn and what we have to really go ahead with the learnings. Sir, I really thank you to providing this wonderful platform to share a lot of information to the maximum reach. And yes, coming to today's session, Fatima madam, I really hats off, because the session what you have really shared today is really informative. That is, there is no doubt This is really a need of our interpersonal skills connecting in a digital world. It's a really wonderful topic what you have really taken up and trying to provide a very good information, especially the one line I really like in your presentation, that it is an end of an era, but it's again a beginning of a new era. Absolutely, because
Thank you.
uh, if you really thought today, yes, absolutely, it's an end of one particular era, and where you have to accept and go ahead with a new era by learning so many new things. Especially, we might change ourselves as digitally superb, right? We have to learn so many digital technology, and at the same time to go ahead with the thing. At the same time, to provide information, comfort, solace, destruction, enthusiasm, and jokes. Yes, absolutely. Before this digital era, that we just simply sit at home or might be going to a college and doing so in our own work, but still, now whatever you just wanted to solace people or whatever you just want to really entertain people, so we are definitely using a digital platform nowadays. It is not like for own education, it is to give an entertainment, it is to give provide some information, it is to provide some comfort. So the moment and the lines what you have really taken up, and to the way you are explaining towards it, it's really wonderful, madam. And at the same time,
Thank you.
yeah, it is really an attitude and behavior. Yes, I really agree with this. I think you remember the time I given the same session, right?
Yes.
I really talked something about the attitude and behavior, right?
Thank
So
you.
it is where we need to learn how to make your attitude towards the digital era, how
Yep.
to make your behavior towards the digital era. It is not
Yep.
we are I mean, we are now face to face. We are just simply digitally talking, digitally comforting, and digitally giving information. So the whole session, what you have really giving your inputs were really wonderful, madam.
Thank
It
you.
is a very nice platform to learn so many new things. Especially for me, it's a really new thing I have learned today. Right.
Thank you.
Once
Thank
again,
you, Sunil. Mm.
I really thank Dr. Mahipati Srinivasrao sir to provide this platform. At the same time, Dr. Fatima madam to provide this wonderful information. And I really thank each and every participant who participated from CMS set, who participated from even our Anurag Institute, Anurag University. So I really thank each and everyone. I hope that this session was really made a wonderful session for the day. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, Sunil. One word of what I want to say here is, the content. I want to thank Dr. Jagdish, my colleague, who provided a little bit of content for this. It was really a great help. And I want to thank my daughter Annie also, because she helped me to put it together. Because as I said, digitally, this technology is still new for people of my age. So we really need help. So she was helping out in sorting out the data that I collected. So put it. So the
Madam,
question there,
one
yes,
thing,
sir.
yeah, one thing I can say for you that see, you always mention that it's new for my age. See, I can boldly say that you are the age of now. It's not like you
Yeah,
are old or
exactly.
you're maybe
I
you're
was about to tell
not
the same
elder.
thing, Sunil.
You are the age of now, because
Okay, that's
this is a
good.
challenge to take so many things, but still you're accepting the challenges and you're learning so many things and you're teaching to the students. That is really a
Yep.
wonderful thing that you're
Thank
doing.
you. Thank you. I feel
Yeah, yeah.
nice when you say that.
Thank
So
you, madam. Before we conclude, we
there
got
is
two more
one
questions.
question
Yeah,
and
two more
one
questions.
hand raised, sir.
That's what I would like to say.
Yeah.
Vijay Mary, ma'am, you can speak, ma'am.
Yeah.
Vijay Mary,
Hello, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes,
yeah,
yes,
Yes,
audible, ma'am.
yes. Thank you so much, Dr. Mahipati Srinivasrao, for actually organizing this, providing this platform, so the speakers could come on board, and also people like us to hear to experts talk. It's so what struck me most in today's talk by Fatima is she keeps saying she's new to the digital era, and yes, so am I. And we have our children who are so tech savvy, and we are slowly learning. And I think this pandemic, the lockdown, and staying and working from home, working and for children learning online, all this is itself is a way to connect. We have found a way to connect amidst all this. And the little doubts that I have in, when I have problems in a connection of my system or whatever, there's my young teenage son who comes to help. And these are little things we connect over. And this is a great way of connecting. And you just have to move towards some point where your interpersonal relationships can also flourish, taking this digital era as an excuse. And you should all never look down on this digital thing in a negative way. Yes, we are missing that physical connectivity, but I think let's give it to the digital facility that it's binding us together. That's all I want to say. And great talk, Fatima, and you, Mr. Chandrasekhar, and Mr. Sunil Kumar, and also Dr. Srinivasrao. Thank you all so much.
Thanks, Vijay. That was, you added so much to what I said, actually, that's really great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. And I'm sure that most of you will agree with me that COVID has made us to learn a lot many new things. One of those things is like learning from our kids, mutual, because that's what I can say that kids are more dynamic when it comes to the technology handling and all. Thank you for all those kids also who have been there helping their teachers, especially teaching community, because even though it's a new normal, I don't think it's a normal at all. We are struggling and we are trying to make ourselves best. Thank you very much, Vijay Mary ma'am, for your kind words. There's one more question, ma'am.
Yeah.
I think Madhuri Sairi, she would like to know that, ma'am, says anything related to kids. I mean, how to manage toddlers in this pandemic.
So, Madhuri, I believe that you have a toddler at home. Yes. So what do you have to do is, don't try to keep them occupied. But one strategy that we can use is let them be bored for a while. Okay. Let them be bored. And I think they themselves will come up with something creative. That is one tactic that we can follow. We always try to make them do something. We want to be creative and we show things to them to do, and they don't like it. Let themselves become creative. Ask them what they want to do, and let them do it. Yes, I think that is another one. That is one way to keep them occupied all the time. Yeah, try that activity, Madhuri. I think that might work. I think that will work. Yeah.
Exactly. Rightly said, madam. Most of the times it happens like when you start telling the students do this, do that, don't do that. Generally, the attitude of the children is that no, they do the opposite sometimes. No, if you give them the relaxation time and then they come to you, then you try guide them. Best suggestion, ma'am. You give the best suggestion how we can. And there is some Maria says advice. If you can't change the situation, change your attitude towards it.
Exactly.
Well said, ma'am. And G. Lakshmi ma'am says, very informative session, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. If there are no questions, we'll be concluding this session. Thank you once again. Thank you, Fatima Mary ma'am, and Sunil Kumar sir for introducing ma'am on this platform. And thank you, Chandrasekhar.
Welcome, sir. You're most welcome.
And thank you, Vijay Mary ma'am, and others. Madhuri ma'am, who joined from Malaysia, and Dr. Suresh Meru sir, Joseph Balraj sir, Vidyanath, Jagadam Saroja, Mary, Rosie, Matlida, Ramadevi Bella, R. Akhilesh, Saumya, Naresh Kumar, Soma, M. All of you, thank you very much. Thank you for your valuable time here. I hope that it has been fruitful. You can just connect yourself and try to follow the advices given by ma'am, and let us be more careful and conscious when we post something on the social media when we are connecting digitally. Thank you, everyone. And there's a request from Mahipati Talks. If anybody is interested to share the sessions, share your knowledge with the people, you're always welcome. I shared the number in the chat box. You can contact me at any point of time. And also request all of you to subscribe our channel, Dr. Mahipati Srinivasrao channel, and see that it will be reaching for more number of people. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your support. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Thank you, Sunil.